Greetings. Today is Ash Wednesday, the beginning of this Lenten season where we are called to reflect on our sin and our brokenness, but maybe even more importantly, on our need for Jesus Christ and all that Jesus does for us. This 40-day season gives us a chance to reflect back on all the blessings that God has given us, all the things in our lives that we need God's help with, and calls us to pray for this whole world. Now, today at Triumphant Lutheran Church, this also is the beginning of the Lenten Prayer Challenge. And I have to be honest, I am completely overwhelmed by your response. 133 of you signed up to be a part of this challenge. 133 of you said, I am willing to take the time throughout this season to pray for someone else, to lift them up in prayer, to connect us as a congregation in those prayers. And I am so grateful to you. This provides us a wonderful opportunity to see and to bless one another throughout this season. Now, you probably got the name of the person that you are going to be praying for in the last few days. But now you're probably sort of wondering, well, what am I supposed to do now? Now, first off, anytime that we are starting a new prayer practice, the hardest part of the whole thing can simply be remembering to do it, right? Usually what will happen, at least I'm speaking from my experience, is that I will say, I'm going to take on this new prayer practice, and then I'll completely forget about it. I'll get frustrated with myself and feel kind of ashamed and angry. Why couldn't I have done this? All those kinds of things. And that's honestly not the point of this at all, right? Instead, though, how is it that we can remind ourselves? So for me, I like Post-it notes. I stick them on the dash of my car so that when I'm going somewhere, I can pray for other people. I know other people who put them on the bathroom mirror or the coffee pot, depending on what your priorities are in the mornings and where you're going to see this the first. Other people I know set an alarm on their phone so that they can say, this is a time that I can dedicate to praying for someone else, to kind of carve out a little section of each day to be able to do that. Honestly, the biggest and most important thing is to just figure out what it is that works best for you. Now, the other thing that you may be wondering is, what exactly am I supposed to pray for this person? And especially, this is a challenge if you're not so sure you know this person all that well. Now, my advice is just try to keep it as simple as possible. Because you are doing this process with them through Lent, you're also doing the same prayer challenge. So it might be taking the opportunity to say that pray for God to work through them during this Lent, or help them to maybe reflect on the ways that God is blessing them throughout Lent. Maybe just give thanks for them. Help them, pray that God will help them through the struggles that they're facing, because frankly, I think all of us are facing struggles almost all the time. No matter what, though, it is this wonderful opportunity to say, this is a piece of my day and a part of my time that I am giving to someone else and to God to pray for this person. Now, I plan on sending out some kind of video message each and every week, so look for those. They'll show up in our social media feeds as well as in an email. I might even have some other people kind of come along in this whole thing. Now, if you are interested, though, in learning a little bit more about prayer and growing in your prayer life, we also have an adult Bible study class that will happen in between our two Sunday morning services. So around 9:45, 10 o'clock, we'll start as we kind of learn all of the different kinds of ways that we can pray. Now, my prayer is that through this season, God will bind us together as a congregation through these prayers and help us as we seek to grow in Christ to serve others. May God bless you, and may God bless all of us as we go through this Lenten season.